Released back in 2012, Port Royale 3 Pirates and Merchants arrived as a unique blend of strategy, trading, and naval combat, offering a different kind of gameplay experience on platforms like the Xbox 360, PS3, and PC. The game was developed by Gaming Mind Studios and published by Calypso Media, catering to players who enjoy meticulous economic management mixed with the thrill of piracy. Fast forward to 2026, and the question becomes, does this game still hold up, or has it aged into obscurity? In Port Royale 3, you start by selecting a nation: Spain, England, France, or the Netherlands, each with its own strengths and trade bonuses. From there, you can carve your own path in the Caribbean. Do you want to become a shrewd merchant, building an economic empire by trading goods between cities, taking advantage of fluctuating prices, and managing production chains? Or do you prefer a more adventurous approach, commandeering ships, raiding ports, and engaging in naval battles to secure wealth and reputation? The game offers multiple layers of strategy, letting you choose your style and adjust your focus as the world evolves around you. Even in 2026, that level of freedom is surprisingly engaging for a title that is over a decade old. The trade system is at the heart of the experience. Prices in different ports fluctuate according to supply and demand, and it's your job to figure out the most profitable routes. This is where the game shines for strategy enthusiasts. Planning your trade routes, deciding which goods to prioritize, and watching your empire grow is incredibly satisfying if you enjoy games where patience and foresight are rewarded. However, it's also where the game can feel slow or overwhelming for casual players. Without a keen interest in economics, some of the mechanics might feel tedious, especially as you're constantly calculating profits, supply chains, and market trends. Combat in Port Royale 3 spans both naval and city-based battles. Ship-to-ship encounters are strategic rather than action-packed, requiring positioning, wind direction, and ammunition management. While these elements are technically sound, modern players might find them underwhelming compared to today's fluid naval combat systems in newer games. Land-based conflicts where you capture or defend ports follow a similar pattern, tactical but slow. These battles reward planning and patience, yet they rarely deliver the cinematic thrills you might expect if you're accustomed to modern action-oriented games. One area where Port Royale 3 still holds some charm is in its multiplayer. Supporting up to 4 players, the game allows you to engage in trading and naval skirmishes with friends, adding an unpredictable dynamic. While the multiplayer community has dwindled significantly in 2026, playing with friends locally or through private matches can still breathe life into the game and make long trading sessions much more engaging. It's worth noting, however, that technical issues and dated interfaces can complicate multiplayer setups, so some patience is required. The game's DLC, including Harbor Master and Dawn of Pirates, adds additional missions, ports, and buildings, expanding gameplay significantly. If you're picking up the game in 2026, going for the Gold Edition or acquiring the DLC is essential to get the full experience. These expansions enrich the world and give players more goals beyond simple trading and raiding. They also introduce some quality of life improvements, though many modern players might still notice clunky UI elements and a lack of modern refinements that we take for granted in 2026. Let's break down the main pros and cons to give you a clearer picture. On the positive side, the trading and economic systems are deep and rewarding, offering a level of strategy that still feels robust. Multiple playstyles: trader, adventurer, pirate, give the game replay value. And multiplayer, while niche, is a solid addition if you enjoy competing or collaborating with friends. On the flip side, the pacing can be painfully slow at times, especially in the early game. Naval and land combat are functional, but lack depth by modern standards. The interface is dated and requires patience, and there haven't been any recent updates or patches, which means you're essentially playing a frozen in time experience from 2012. For some, that adds nostalgia. For others, it feels clunky. So who is this game for in 2026? If you're a fan of old school economic simulators, strategy games, or enjoy immersing yourself in historical Caribbean trade and naval warfare, Port Royale 3 can still be rewarding. Watching your empire grow, mastering trade routes, and slowly building up your fleet provides a sense of accomplishment that few modern games replicate with this style. However, if you're used to fast-paced gameplay, polished mechanics, and cinematic combat sequences, you may find yourself frustrated by its slow pacing and dated presentation. It's a niche experience, but for those willing to embrace its style, it has stood the test of time surprisingly well. To summarize, Port Royale 3 earns a solid recommendation if you enjoy classic trading sims and strategy games. It's not essential for everyone, especially if you're expecting modern conveniences and flashy gameplay, but it remains one of the more engaging economic simulators on the Xbox 360. For strategy fans, the depth, freedom, and multiplayer options make it worth revisiting even in 2026. The pacing may be slow and the interface may feel dated, but the satisfaction of growing your own Caribbean empire remains intact. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Port Royale 3, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. And if you want to support the channel, check out my Patreon, where the latest exclusive is the rise and fall of the Sega Dreamcast. Your support helps keep content like this coming. Thanks for watching, and as always, game on.